Well, hello everyone. Let me see here. Okay. Hey, Linda. First one here on the new YouTube. How about that? Hello, Christina. Hello, Allison. Hello, Love Cutie Pie 02. This is a little different in that sometimes I don't know your name if you just have a screen name. Kara, Bobby, Yvonne, from Tyler, Adri from Alan, ACNC12. Holy moly, look at everybody. Hey, everybody. Hey, Chad. Clear screen. Yeah, can you believe it? It's still a little dark, isn't it? Does it look just a little dark to you guys? Just a hair? Video looks great. Okay. Clear screen. That's good. No buffering. Yeah, this should be like almost real time. It is dark. All right. Here, stay here. I'm just going to move this light just a little closer.
We need to get the charger for that ring.
Yeah. That might be a little better, but we still need a better light. But hey, we're making progress here. A little dark. Face is a little dark. All right, well.
Is there anything you can hit on here to make it brighter?
No.
Like we do on my phone?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, we're going to get a new light. Kellie bought a light, but it didn't come with a charger, which is really strange.
I know.
So
didn't
now
know to look to see that it came with a charger.
So now I have to hunt for a charger, and I just haven't had a chance to do that. I could take off my hat and see my face better. See, it's still a little dark, though. Christy Kincaid Norris, hello. Hey, this is pretty cool, babe. I mean, the camera's a lot wider lens, too. So
See more of us. I should have looked cuter for it. It's a good thing it's dark. I think I put on a bit of makeup all weekend long. I've given myself a big break on that.
Yeah, I got one better for you. I haven't bathed today. I'm going to bathe.
I haven't
tonight.
either.
I'm going to bathe tonight.
I took a shower yesterday. Sunday's been a very lazy day.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to YouTube, they said, babe.
Thank you.
At least it's not fuzzy and blurry. You know what? I have a theory.
There's got to be a way to lighten this.
I have a theory, but why don't you go ahead and try it?
Why don't you ask somebody if they know how to do it? Do y'all know how to lighten this picture? Is there something we can hit? See, I know how to do it on my laptop. I know how to make the screen brighter. But I don't know how to do it on PC.
This is a laptop.
Oh, is that a Mac? I have a MacBook Air. I have the brighter thing on mine. I don't see that on yours. Anyway.
Much better than Facebook. I have a theory about this Facebook thing, too. I have a theory. And it all goes back to the almighty dollar.
What? You want to tell it on the podcast?
We can tell it on the podcast. Isn't it coincidental how you got that email from Facebook saying, Kellie, you are now a Facebook-approved video content creator. Sign up for this program and we can start showing ads on your Facebook. Isn't it kind of funny how that started about the same time that this fuzz started?
I didn't sign up for it, though.
No, I know, but that's what they want you to do. We're pushing all this content out on Facebook, and we're running ads on Facebook. Facebook
is because I haven't done
No,
it.
we are. We're
are?
Our paid spots.
Oh, yeah.
So those are going out through Facebook. Facebook isn't being compensated.
Right.
So they want you to sign up through their program.
Oh.
And it's kind of funny how we have to, pay to get the clear video quality. That's just my theory. That's a conspiracy theory.
One.
That's a conspiracy theory, but I think that that's the deal. Oh, looks much better. What am I, chopped liver?
I look much better. I don't look much better. Ooh. Is somebody telling you there's a way to make it lighter?
Well, that
makes us lighter. Or maybe that's what they're seeing. We thought we were seeing it really dark, and maybe they're seeing it like that.
I don't know. How's that look, guys? Does that look any different? I just adjusted the
light on our end.
The lighting on my side. Oh, Linda.
All right, ready to get started?
Oh, they said it's lighter now. Okay. Well,
That did make a difference.
oh,
Because the light on the
that's
screen makes
sound.
us lighter too.
Yeah, maybe so.
So anyway, I'll try to be cuter next time because next time when we record, it'll be Wednesday, and I'll probably have my makeup done that day. So y'all just have to forgive me, right?
It looks great. So nice to see you clearly.
Hey,
I'm telling you, Robin, I think that's the deal. What are you gonna say, Beth?
No, it's okay.
You have our chip?
No.
We have no recording media, which is a SD chip. So what does that mean? You aren't going to bug people with your mic cover being crooked? Oh, no, we're still going to crooked the mic. Are you kidding me? We can still do that. Some traditions we have to keep up, you know. And if I ever get a mic stand, I'll just keep it like that. To me, it's straight, see. Hey, Mel, you made it. Awesome. This is really fun. I am really having fun already, and we haven't done anything. You just wait. We're going to get started and do some. Hey, Bethany, we're going to do some fun stuff here in a second. Might do a pocket. Hey, Ann, what am I, chopped liver? Ann said you look great, babe.
Thanks.
Way better quality in their opinion.
Well, anything was better than what we had.
No, yeah.
Ooh.
Texas Service Dog Team. My first time watching. All right. Hey, Robert. Mel is a friend of ours. Melanie.
Melanie Charling.
She is a good friend of ours. Cousin Grayson.
Hey, Gray.
Everybody filing into the room. Now, we don't have as big an audience as we usually do.
It's going to take a while.
We got to, hey.
I could pop over to Facebook real quick and tell them to come over here.
Yeah, why don't you do that? Good. Yeah, that's a great idea. Good. And it'll be real grainy, I'm sure.
Well,
yeah. But you can say, hey, we're
publish.
Headset mics? Yeah, I guess we could.
Live.
Just, I don't know. Looks a little funny.
Let's see.
M King Creations? Yes. So what we'll start doing is we'll record this live. And then what's cool about this setup is right after we're done, I can upload it immediately. But that doesn't mean that you should stop listening to the podcast on iTunes and Google Play. You still have to do that. Please. Inserting our media into the Tascam DR680 Mark II. Doing a little.
Sorry, I'm having to type.
Doing a little paperwork right now, guys. It's okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to
hello, Seal 86.
Start the live video.
It's kind of funny. I get to call some people by their screen.
Hey, Alan and I are now going to be over on our YouTube. Oh, Lord. Try to be cuter.
Oh, yeah.
Alan and I are now going to be on our YouTube channel. So if you go over there and search for A Sandwich and Some Lovin' and subscribe, you'll be notified when we go live. And that's what we're going to do because our Facebook videos have been so incredibly crappy lately. So we're going to try this. And hello, Heather McGregor. Do you have YouTube access?
Everybody should have YouTube access.
So go over there to YouTube and search for A Sandwich and Some Lovin', subscribe. And that's where we're going to now start. And Grayson's over here. Why is everybody's leaving YouTube and coming over to Facebook?
They can do it on their phone. You can do it on your app if you have a YouTube app. You can do it on your laptop. Just go to youtube.com, search for, like Kelly said, A Sandwich and Some Lovin', and then click, when you find our page, click subscribe.
Okay, we're going to go start now. So y'all hurry up. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Denise. Hey, Cynthia. Okay, so we'll see you in a minute.
Yeah. All right, we're getting her all set up here, guys.
All right, I just shared it.
You share it?
Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah, you got something here? Okay, good. This is my kind of podcast. I just show up without knowing what's going on. All right, let's see here. Press record on the Tascam DR680 Mark II. Man, we've got so much technology in the room right now. It is just incredible.
Test 1 2 1 2. This is me. Test 1 2. It's me, and that looks good to me.
It's blowing my mind. Lou Stools. Please pick up the red courtesy phone. Lou Stools.
Okie dokie. First time ever doing the podcast, recording on YouTube. I'm very excited.
This is very exciting. There's kind of an electricity in the air.
Ah, boy.
It's almost a carnival-like atmosphere.
You would think I would have, for the big debut.
Yeah, you're
You think I would have tried harder?
Well, we'll go into that. We'll go into something.
We will?
Sure. Paint a visual picture. Make mouth movies.
All right. Welcome to another episode of A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. Thank you for joining us. I am one of the hosts, Kellie Rasberry Evans, along with my husband.
Hello, Alan.
That's Alan Evans. And we're so excited to be back with you for another podcast. Hopefully the best of our podcast career, but you never know. Could go either way.
I think they get better and better as time goes on.
Oh, Lord. I don't know about that.
Why?
But,
Why don't you know about that?
Sometimes they're good. Sometimes we kind of, we'll see.
Or your own, you are your own toughest critic.
I am my own
is
worst
what
critic.
I have heard.
I am. Sometimes I think the podcasts are so horrible, and then I'll go back and listen to them, and they're not as bad as I remember. I guess it's worse when you're living it, when you're experiencing it live. You get sweaty and uncomfortable and awkward. And then you go back and listen to it, and some of the stuff that is going on doesn't translate over the podcast.
Right.
Right.
Because sometimes our wonderful listeners,
our family
cannot see the ridiculous faces we're making at each other, the gestures sometimes. Every once in a while, you'll throw me a California howdy.
Is that a bird?
Yes.
I don't ever shoot you the bird in front of you.
You have.
Only behind your back.
So they don't get to see all that.
Every wife has shot her husband the bird behind his back, right?
No. I don't think my mother has ever done that to my dad.
I bet she has.
We can ask her.
We can. Just like I thought my father had never peed in the yard, because somebody said once that all men pee in the yard.
They do.
I insisted my father hadn't, and then
they
said
do.
he had.
All men pee in the
So I'm
yard.
telling you, every woman has shot the bird at her husband behind his back.
I beg to differ.
All right. We'll find out.
Okay.
I wish we could call her now, but we can't.
Isn't that some technology? We've got. I guess we'll touch.
We got technology coming.
We can touch on this a little bit, but we're doing a new thing with YouTube now.
Yes.
And instead of streaming our recording on Facebook, we've now moved that to YouTube.
Right.
So you may not know that A Sandwich and Lovin' actually has a YouTube channel.
Sandwich and Some Lovin'.
Is that what I said?
You said A Sandwich Lovin'.
I said A Sandwich and
You said
Some
A Sandwich and Lovin'. You left out the some. I know you're going to argue me that you did say it, because sometimes when you think you said something you didn't, you think you did. It's okay. We're not going to fight about it. You can go back and listen to the podcast later. So anyway, yes.
Did you want me to finish what I was going to say?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you want me to just, or we're just going to stop at that?
No, I was just letting people know that's where to find us.
Okay. So what you do, you go to youtube.com and search for A Sandwich and Some Lovin', like I said before, and click subscribe.
Right.
And then when we record a podcast, you will get a notification, which is kind of cool. And we'll also upload our recording videos. I think we're going to try to start uploading some more videos too, right?
We're going to try.
Some different videos.
Maybe Alan's been cooking a lot in the kitchen. Maybe he'd like to share some of his recipes. I will not share some of mine.
That's
because
all
every
I've
time
done
I
lately.
try something, Alan makes faces.
That's all I've done lately is cook.
Well, I think you'd prefer it that way.
I prefer it that way because all you've done lately is clean.
Yeah.
And I don't like to clean.
Okay.
I
am absolutely fine with that.
I like to cook.
Deal.
Okay.
So maybe we'll do Alan's recipes. Maybe we'll, I don't know, do a craft project. We could have our own little YouTube channel.
A craft project.
Yeah.
What kind of craft project?
I don't know. Think of something. Maybe we'll do picture frames. Maybe we'll make some homemade potpourri.
Well, gosh, potpourri. Does anybody use potpourri anymore?
Yes.
I've made Christmas ornaments with the children.
There you go.
Christmas,
That would have absolutely, you make Christmas ornaments with the kids and print the quotes every year. Usually you end up doing them, but for each kid gets their own, and it's always a theme like Star Wars or the Dallas Cowboys, or what else have you done?
Ninja Turtles.
And that'd be great, but we have to wait now until, Christmas time to show that.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
but that's an idea. We could do a craft project video.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
There's a lot of things we can do on YouTube
but that's
that we
the
could
kind
not do on Facebook.
Hey, and maybe our listeners have some ideas of wacky bits they want us to do. What do you want to see us do? Do you want to just see like what it's around here at Evans Estate Evans Manor while Kellie and I are bickering back and forth about a number of subjects? Or would you actually want to see content, curated content?
Well, we do that on the podcast, but other stuff we could do, you know, like home tour and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We'll do that. We'll get to that later. So check us out on our YouTube channel if you're listening in your car on the podcast now, because we'll be recording typically every Sunday night and every Wednesday night.
Maybe a Speedo try-on. We could try that. We could do that.
Why would you want to do that?
Because I don't know. I'm just trying.
Hey, y'all!
Thinking of ideas.
I did get Alan to try something besides his bikini underwear. Ever since we got together, and the first time I saw him in his mankini underwear, I've been like, I really like a man in boxer briefs. He hates boxer briefs, won't wear them because he said they ride up. But for Valentine's Day, now that he's lost 21 pounds, was it
21? Yeah, I've lost 21 pounds. 21 pounds.
I thought this is the time for him to try some underwear that I like. So instead of getting him the Calvin Klein boxer briefs, I got him the Calvin Klein trunks, which are just like the boxer briefs, but less long. They're shorter. And you like them.
I like them. I do.
Yes.
And I guess it's because I'm not such a fat man anymore, but they just fit better. They're pretty comfortable.
Good.
Like the ones you got me, the
trunks.
The trunks, they're Calvin Klein, I believe.
Yep.
Hashtag
got them at Nordstrom Rack.
Hashtag not an ad.
Not an ad, I'm just telling you.
But yeah, I might migrate over, like we've migrated from Facebook, old school, to YouTube, newer school.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll migrate from manties, older school.
Maybe that can be one of your YouTube videos. Let the people choose. Man panties or trunks.
Yeah. Yeah. So
they can help you decide a bathing suit for our family vacation. Speaking of.
Well, I've already have a couple.
But you might want to get a new one. You might want to get a new European mankini for the family vacation, which is coming up in July. And we'd, of course, love to have as many of the podcast family listeners go with us as possible. $50 holds your spot. I think the final payment was due May 5th for our trip the week of July 8th. And if you want to get any information on that, go to kellieanddallin.com/vacation. And that'll give you the information, hook up with our travel agent, Judy, who's helping us with this. She can help you with the rooms. She can help you book your airfare, unless you want to do that part on your own. But to get the deal with our rooms, you have to go through Judy. And we're going to have a lot of fun. We have people celebrating birthdays and anniversaries, and somebody's on their honeymoon.
Honeymoon. How about that?
The more the merrier.
I think there's going to be shots being done on that trip.
Absolutely. We're going to have so much fun.
Oh, it's going to be so fun. Hey, and here's the deal. I mean, we can't take everyone in the world. There's going to be a limited amount of spots here.
Right.
So you got to sign up.
Right. There's only so many rooms. But $50 holds your spot. So even if you don't have like $800 now to pay for the trip, that's fine. You have until May 5th. But get in it.
And get on it. It's $800 per person, but that's for 4 days, all inclusive.
Right. And the hotel, airport to the hotel transfers.
So
yeah. And if you've ever done
I think that's a deal
before, and this is a really great resort. This is when we first went last year, it's because our travel agent told us that's where all the chefs that she knows like to vacation because the food's so good. And we just had such a great time. The water was perfect. The waves were great. We'd ride waves every day. We'd hang out, by the ocean all day, and then the pool in the evening, and go to dinner every night. It was awesome. And we'd love for you to go with us. So again, it's kellieanddallin.com/vacation if you'd like to go. And maybe for one of our YouTube videos, we'll have Alan do a bathing suit fashion show, and y'all can pick which bathing suit he wears.
That's a lot of pressure.
You are the least shy person when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, that's true. But this is a lot of pressure because I'm on this weight loss program in big part because I wanted to do it with you. But then also we got this vacation coming up where I'm going to be around all these people who, most of them, probably all of them I haven't met.
Right. Me too.
So I'm going to be
practically naked.
Practically naked in front of these people. I want to be looking good. I want to be looking right.
All right. That's coming up. So
all right.
We're getting ready for that. Now, on this podcast, we're going to also talk about there's a supermoon coming on Tuesday. Did you realize we're having another supermoon?
When those moons come around, those blue moons and blood moons, and everyone starts acting weird.
Well, I know. It does. It does
It
something.
throws everyone's karma off.
It does. because the gravitational pull of the moon affects the tides. Why wouldn't it affect the fluids in our bodies? Because we're made of mostly water. So it does have an effect.
2/3
so
water.
We'll talk about that. And also the 4 digital rules to follow when you are in love. There are digital rules for people to follow if they want to remain in a healthy relationship.
Digital meaning fingers, or digital meaning
social media and things like that. Data.
Okay.
Also, I got a letter from someone that asks about step parenting.
Oh,
He's a stepfather, so maybe you could help with that.
I am too a stepfather.
And then we have a little homework for everybody that we're going to
homework.
Yep, homework.
That's what poor Cole's doing in the kitchen right now. I said, here, buddy, we got an hour you need to kill, so do some homework.
What's he doing?
He's doing some practice drills.
Yeah, we got one doing homework. We've got one sick. My daughter's sick. We think she either has strep or the flu. I don't know. I think it's strep. So I'll be taking her probably to the doctor tomorrow. Just a lot going on, but it's all right.
A lot going on.
We're going to get to it. But first, this podcast, yes, we want to tell you about Joybird.
Joybird.
This part of the podcast is brought to you by the online furniture shopping company named Joybird. They believe you should never settle when it comes to your home furnishings, that you should always have the freedom to be boldly original. I'll tell you the truth. When I was first decorating my home and I would have empty rooms, I would just go out and buy the first thing I saw and put it in there and immediately regret it. A, because I was just filling space, or B, because it wasn't exciting. It was just bland. It was boring. Well, this is where Joybird will be so helpful to you, especially if you've got some rooms you need to decorate and furnish, because for whatever idea you have, Joybird can bring it to reality. You can create the space and the furniture that brings you joy. And that's what we're all about right now, is sparking joy. That's what Marie Kondo says. And your furniture should spark that same joy as well. So whether you're into mid-century modern, if you're into contemporary classics, with Joybird, you can customize so many fabric choices. If you like leather, if you like plush velvet, in every color you can imagine. If you have kids and pets, they have those fabrics that work best with those animals and children running amok in your house. And each Joybird piece is made by hand. And they have a 365-day home trial. You can sleep on it, sit on it, break it in. If you don't love it, return it for a full refund.
That's right. See how Joybird is revolutionizing online furniture shopping? Create the furniture that brings you joy today at joybird.com/883. Okay.
That's different.
Yeah, it's all right. It's easy to remember, though. Just go to joybird.com/883 and receive an exclusive offer, 25% off your first order. They're giving this stuff away by using code 883.
Thank you, Joybird.
Joybird.
Okay, like Alan said, the Supermoon is, well, I said the Supermoon's coming, but like Alan says, it really does affect people. I know that women go into labor around full moons, that the hospitals, their emergency rooms go through the roof because a lot of people who maybe have some mental issues, it really escalates those issues. The police are a lot busier when it's a full moon, but this is a supermoon, which is even bigger than a regular full moon.
Supermoon's a full moon, but isn't it closer?
Yes,
isn't that the deal?
It's close to the planet. So NASA says the next full moon is going to be the biggest and brightest of the year. So we did have, back in January, we had that super blood wolf moon eclipse.
Yeah,
blood
I remember that. Yeah.
I forgot about it, forgot to go out and look at it. But this one we're getting on Tuesday is going to be larger and brighter than that one. And then we're going to get another super moon on March 20th. They're like back to back, January, February, March.
Okay.
And then the rest of the year is going to be regular full moons. So the next super moon is March 20th. All right. So this one on Tuesday, February 19th, depending on when you listen to this podcast, if you're listening past February 19th, you're too late for this one, but it's called the snow moon. And the only reason it's called that is they said this was given that name by Native American tribes in the United States. It's given to the second full moon of winter because typically it's snowing by then. And there is a lot of snow in the country right now, not where we live, but there you go. So this is going to be called the snow moon on Tuesday, February 19th. And and the alternative name for snow moon is the hunger moon.
Wow.
Because when it's snowing and super snowy, the Native Americans, I guess, couldn't, they couldn't hunt, and the land was all covered in snow. So it was also called the hunger moon.
Is Native American still correct?
Yes.
Okay.
What else would it be?
Well, I thought they were indigenous peoples. I thought that's what we were
Well,
supposed
Native
to say.
Americans, I don't think that's offensive. If it
Okay.
is, please let me know.
Well, I'm not saying it's. I just thought.
Heaven
that,
knows I don't want to offend anybody.
Well, I thought that had changed.
I don't think so.
You know what Cole said the other day?
What? He can hear you. He's within
No, I know.
earshot.
Well, it's fine if he hears me. We were in a restaurant the other day, and he saw a small person,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, "Daddy, there's a," and he didn't use the correct word, and I said, "Buddy, you can't say that. You need to say."
Midget.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
And I said, "Whoa."
Right.
Kind of looked around and said, "No, buddy, it's actually it's a little person.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's correct.
I think little person's still correct.
Yeah.
Or a person of smaller stature.
Yeah.
Anyway, the supermoon, you were right. It happens when a supermoon, when the moon is simultaneously full and it's at the point in its orbit where it is closest to the Earth. And when this happens, a moon appears to be larger and brighter in the sky. The moon's orbit is not a perfect circle due to the gravitational forces from both the sun and the Earth. So it varies in distance from the Earth throughout the year. So technically, the moon is going to reach its full peakness Tuesday morning, February 19th at 10:54 a.m. Eastern time. You can see the moon in the sky during the daytime, but this is at 10:54 a.m. Eastern time, but they say it won't be visible to most of the U.S. at that time. Instead, you have to wait for the moonrise, which occurs between 5:30 and 6:30 p.m. your local time. So make sure you're outside between 5:30 and 6:30 p.m. your local time. And they say if you want to capture a really good supermoon photo, getting it at the moonrise is your best bet. And due to the optical illusion, the moon's going to be larger to us and closer, the closer it is to the horizon. So when the moon rises. So there you go. That's all the information you need. I remember being a little girl, my first supermoon. I was living in Glendale. And we moved when I was in the third, so it was probably I was in the first grade. And I was so scared because the moon was so gigantic. I thought it was coming to us. It was going to hit us. It was that big. I've never seen one that big since.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, it was super, super huge.
Yeah.
Do you remember your first big supermoon?
No, babe. Honestly, I've never been too interested in astronomy.
Yeah.
The stars and the constellations.
Really?
And no, not too much.
I find it very interesting. Not just the horoscopes.
Yeah.
I mean, the actual, how they used to look up.
Yeah.
And you could see the Big Dipper and the Archer and all that stuff.
No, I find it interesting. I just have never really kept up with all this you're telling me right now. I had no idea. I've never.
Good. That was educational.
It was educational. I've never kept up with the moon schedule or anything. When the new moon is, when the waning moon is, and the waxing moon, and all that stuff. My
grandmama did. She used to follow the Farmer's Almanac.
Yeah.
And you should only, if you want to grow your hair, if you want your hair to grow faster, you get your hair cut on the growing moon. And if you want your hair to grow slower, you want not to grow out as quickly, you get it cut on the shrinking moon. Did you know that?
I did not know that. That is value added.
Grandmama Rasberry.
Why do we go?
Because my daddy does.
Okay, why don't you explain that story real quick?
There's not really a story. He just does that noise a lot.
I know, but didn't it start with something you said or something like that?
I don't remember. Do you remember? I really don't.
You don't remember?
I'm not trying to be funny.
I thought
he just all the time.
Well, that when he goes he's kind of dismissing something.
Right. He doesn't agree with what you're doing, but he's like,
Right. He's right, exactly. But wasn't it that there was something going on with your mom and dad, and he invited us or something, and then you said I couldn't go because I was going to get a tattoo?
Was that it?
I think that was
remember.
It. And then he went. I don't know why I think that's funny. Yeah. And you know what? So Kellie and I.
Very judgy.
He's very judgy. So now Kellie and I have made, it's kind of a habit with us now. Now all the time we go, and now it's spread over to my sister and her husband, and my nieces do it now. My niece Violet will go, and my brother-in-law said he was trying to tell his daughter Violet something the other day, and she went, I said, Violet, you can't do that.
A little dismissive.
Oh,
a little dismissive.
See how your dad started this whole thing? All right.
Talking about each other's parents is probably not a good rule for marriages. I'm joking, but I was about to parlay this into, I saw this in Time Magazine. I get updates from Time Magazine in my emails. I don't know how I ended up getting these, but I get them and I enjoy a lot of them. And this one I thought was interesting. It's the 4 digital rules that you should follow when you are in love.
Okay.
They say, according to Time Magazine, I'm sure they do lots of studies and they gather all these experts to do these articles, but they say the average American checks the smartphone about 46 times a day. Some of us in this room probably cause that number to go a lot higher.
Oh, yeah. In fact, I know ours is higher.
Yeah.
Because if you have the screen time app turned on your phone, it'll give you a report on how many times you unlocked it.
Right.
In a day. And I've seen mine like...
What's the highest you've seen?
Well, I've only seen it a couple of times, but it's over 100 times.
Yeah. The average person checks it about 46 times a day. And without realizing it, your iPhone, your laptop, those habits can threaten your love life. So here are 4 ways to ensure that the digital part of your relationship is healthy.
Okay.
Number 1, you need to cut the cord sometimes. Okay, so phubbing. Have you heard the term phubbing?
It's phubbing.
Phubbing.
No, I don't know what that is.
Phubbing is the term for snubbing the person you're with physically because you've got to stop everything to look at your phone. We are guilty of that. We go to lunch together, and if there is a pause of more than 5 seconds, one of us will pull out the cell phone.
Who is it usually, though?
I don't know. It's back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's me, then Alan's like, well, if you're going to do it, I'm going to do it. And he'll pull out his. And then we both end up sitting there. And you look around the restaurant and people who are on dates or on business meetings or whatever they are, they're all on their phones and not communicating. It's a really bad habit.
It's an epidemic.
So that's called phubbing.
It's an epidemic.
They say it's not just annoying. One study of married couples found that phubbing your spouse is linked to depression in the other person and worse relationship satisfaction.
Yeah, I can believe
Another
that.
study found that feeling dependent on your smartphone, even when you're not actually using it, just that you have to have it there. I know sometimes when we go out, and I know the kids, like Emma Kelly's not feeling well or something, and I know she's at school, I'll put the cell phone on the table. Is that wrong? They're saying you're depending on it even when you're not actually using it. That's me being dependent on it, right? They say that's linked to lower relationship satisfaction too.
Just having it on the table?
They're saying depending on it even when you're not actually using it. I'm just using that as an example. So depending on your phone even though you're not on it.
Okay.
Depending on it. Like you have to have it.
Oh.
Like if you leave the house and you're 5 miles down the road, you have to turn around and go get it, I guess, because you're that dependent on it. All right. So this psychotherapist and digital intimacy and relationship expert named Robert Weiss says strategic phone use can actually strengthen your relationship. He said playing app-based games against your partner can give you a fun excuse to chat throughout the day. I have to disagree with this one, Robert Weiss, because Alan and I played Words with Friends together, and it almost destroyed our relationship.
Because I was holding Kellie by the nose and I was kicking her in the behind.
And you were rude about it. He was rude. He would give me, he would get like 75 points for a 2-letter word.
So,
and he would mock me.
That's not
That
true.
is so true. It is true. And you would make fun of me because you would boast and brag, booyah, and all that stuff. And it made me mad because I'm an English major.
Not true.
And I should have done better.
Now,
See?
I would
just
get,
talking about Words with Friends threatens our
well,
relationship.
look, you're getting all spun up. I would get 75 points on a 2-letter word. This is true. And I would just leave it at that. I would let my play do the talking. I would let my play.
So smug.
I would let my play do the talking.
So smug, and it was so bad. We were fighting. I'd stopped speaking to him.
You were fighting.
I said I can't do it, and I had to quit.
I'm
so
a lover.
Robert Weiss.
Hey,
no,
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
No, this is not a good one. But he also says sexting can keep your physical relationship exciting. He says play in the digital world, but play with your partner.
Hey, every once in a while. Hey.
It doesn't have to be vulgar. It can be like little sexy winky emojis. And I think you look so hot this morning. I can't wait till you get home tonight. That kind of stuff. It doesn't have to be vulgar.
And
I know there's a kid in the next room.
Every once in a while, I'll send you, Kellie will be at work and I may hop on the scale and take a picture down at the numbers on the scale, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, I might not pay attention to what else is in the frame
Why are you telling that?
because that's what
I
that
don't
just
think
said.
that's sexting. I think
Oh.
that's trying to be funny. I think you're trying to be funny when you do
Hey,
that.
you know what?
They're saying like be flirtatious.
That's
that you can
that's
use.
flirtatious. Look, I don't. It's not like I take a picture of the whole thing. It's just like a little tiny.
Okay,
It's just like
that's
a little.
enough. Now everybody's going to want to break into my phone. Oh gosh! All right, so he's saying that while so the Mr. Weiss, Dr. Weiss, whatever he is, says play games with each other and play games with each other. Okay. Number 2, that's it. Cut the cord and then use it in the wise way. Number 2, post carefully on social media.
Okay.
So if you've ever assumed couples who constantly post photos of their relationship are overcompensating for something, science is on your side. One study found that excessive social media PDA is actually associated with lower levels of relationship satisfaction. I guess you're trying to prove to everybody how happy you are.
No, you've seen those people that's like all they post about, right?
And then 2 days later you hear, what, they broke up? They were just making out on Facebook.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that all couple-based social media activity is bad. One study found posting content that shows couple unity, like a Facebook profile picture, like it's us, in our Facebook profile, that can increase feelings of closeness and relationship satisfaction. So I guess you want to be at least acknowledged by your partner and not giving the appearance that you're single.
Well, that's fair. We do that all the time.
Right.
I mean,
But
what am I trying to say? We don't do a lot of PDA on social media, but we do post a lot of pictures of each other. But it's usually we're always doing something.
Right. So I don't know. Maybe people think we're trying to prove something, but then they just listen to the podcast and know what's really up.
Yeah.
So it says also, the key is simply to get on the same page as your partner. You've got to understand what to put where. Don't set your partner up to be embarrassed. Take a social media inventory with your partner and ask, what is important to you? Is it important to you that a picture of us goes up? And then post accordingly. So you might not realize things are, some people don't even put in a relationship on their status. Or, you know what I'm saying? They still have single up there for months and months and months, just because they don't think to go and change it. And that might be kind of important to your partner. Or maybe at least acknowledge, you don't have to post about me every time, but could you acknowledge our relationship on your social media? Maybe that would be important. Or ask your partner, have I done anything to embarrass you on social media? Because I remember Katy Perry, when she was married to Russell Brand, he posted a picture of her on his social media right when she woke up, and she was not looking too super cute. And she was very upset about that. Very, and had him pull it down. And some people might not think that's fun. So you need to know the boundaries when it comes to what you're allowed to post of each other.
I did not know that.
That is true. She was not happy. Number 3, set expectations around texting. Some couples like to be in constant contact, while others rarely text. Both are fine as long as partners are both on the same page. If you both agree that you're going to be in touch once a day, do that. And whatever you do, don't miss a special occasion. That Robert Weiss guy says you have 15 calendars. You have them on your desk, on your phones, on your laptop. You have 15 calendars in your life. There is no reason in the digital age to miss an anniversary or birthday. He also says you shouldn't read too much into texting habits unless it's habitual, and unanswered text probably just means your partner's busy. We do read a lot into that, especially if you're like left on a grumpy note or, that morning and you're anxiously waiting your partner to text you and they don't. You start reading a lot into that.
I mean, you can. I don't think we do too much. I mean,
an unanswered text probably means they're busy, or I assume you're still mad at me.
I think we're kind of over that.
No, I still get anxious when I know you're mad at me and you haven't texted me. I still get anxious. Yeah.
I don't
make you anxious ever. If you haven't heard from me,
I figure you text when you can. I don't put a lot of stock into that.
Like if we had a fight and you texted me and I didn't text you back within an hour, you wouldn't read anything into it.
If we had a fight and I texted you, but you didn't text me back in an hour?
Within an hour.
I don't think you ever text me back within an hour. You're always busy,
I am
man.
busy.
You're always
very busy.
No, I'm not saying that to be.
I'm just saying
you're always busy.
You have to assume that, and don't assume you can read too much into it.
Yeah.
You should not underestimate the power of sending a nice message. He said you have no idea how meaningful it can be when your partner's stressed out to hear from you because they love you. It takes so little, and it doesn't have to be deep. Just like checking on them. Hope you're having a good day. I'm thinking of you. Those little like check-ins throughout the day. If they're really stressed, it just like, oh, somebody loves me and is thinking about me. It's really nice.
That is nice. I send you those.
Every once in a while.
I do.
You probably sent more when we were courting.
Oh, gee.
Everybody does more of that when you're courting. That's just true, right?
Yeah, that is true.
Beware of micro cheating. This is number 4
Ooh.
in the 4 digital rules you should follow. Micro cheating refers to behaviors that flirt with infidelity. This stuff is tricky to define because people draw boundaries in different places. Digital communication only makes it harder. The best strategy is open communication and a shared understanding of what is acceptable online, from texting with exes to looking at porn. I think the kids are out of earshot now.
Yeesh.
Agree not to do anything online that would make your partner uncomfortable. If you find yourself purposely concealing online activity, that's a red flag that you are violating your agreement. It's the secrecy that breaks couples up.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't think we've ever set rules for each other, but we expect each other not to be texting our exes and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, really.
That's kind of like
I
assumed.
really have no interest in any of that.
Well, I mean, it's one thing to text your ex-wife or ex-husband because it involves your child.
Right.
But if it's somebody like you were really romantic with and you broke up and you're just, hey, I'm catching up with my old high school boyfriend. Not that you have to worry about that. I didn't have a high school boyfriend. But you know what I'm saying? A lot of people would have a problem with that.
I think all the gals that I dated before, they're all married now.
But if I found out you were texting them and just being chummy with them, would I have a problem with that? Maybe.
Well, yeah, probably. You probably should, too.
And you do text like a lot of the women you worked with before, but that doesn't bother me because you never had a romantic relationship with them. Those are true friendships.
No.
So I don't mind that.
And you know all those people.
But some women.
They're friends of yours.
But some women might have a problem with that. So
yeah, some would. Some might.
So as a husband, would you say, I don't care. I know nothing's going on with these women. I'm going to continue to talk to them. Or would you respect your wife and say, I can't be doing that anymore? That's a dilemma you don't face. So
that's a tough one because, I mean, those people that you mentioned, my friend Valerie, my friend Mackenzie, my friend Ashley, I worked with them for years, and you know all these
I know.
people.
I'm not threatened by them.
They came to our wedding. They're friends of mine and yours now. So it's kind of that. I can't even really imagine how it would be if you said, why are you texting those people? I can't even imagine how that would work, You're
very lucky I'm not a jealous person.
Yeah.
I'm not jealous to a fault, I think, sometimes. Not with you, but in previous relationships.
I guess what I would try to do is I'd just try to introduce you to them so you could see how just genuinely nice people they are.
I know, but you do have some people in men and women alike that are just extremely jealous people. And that comes from insecurity or whatever.
Right, I agree.
So you have to decide, well, I would assume you knew that going in, that I've got a hothead here and I've got to figure that out. And some people dig that jealousy. And they thrive on that.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's the right partner for you there too.
It's a control thing. I think
or is it insecure?
It's
a lot of things.
I think it's both. But severe jealousy, I think part of it is controlling and the other part is insecurity.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
And we're neither one of those things.
No.
Yeah. Maybe we should think there's a healthy amount of jealousy in a relationship.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you
I don't think you've ever once said you need to quit talking to that guy or something. I've never.
I wouldn't say that, but I wouldn't sit here and say, when you go on and on about Troy Aikman or Dr. Jeff Goldblum, that I love hearing that. I wouldn't say that I love hearing that, but
Dr. Jeff Goldblum, he's referring to as my colonoscopy doctor.
Right, but
he's an what do they call those? He's something. He's not just a colonoscopy doctor. Gastroenterologist or whatever.
What? Snuffleupagus?
I don't know.
What did you just say?
But he is so smoking hot. And guess what? Alan's going to go see him too. And when you saw him, what did you say?
Oh gosh, he came in the room. It was like, and these angels kind of flew out from behind his head, and this light came in.
I know, he's a beautiful man.
Yeah.
Does that really bother you when I'm on and on about him?
Hey, what are we talking about here? I just told you.
It really did.
When you went on and on, it's like I roll my eyes. It's like
just because you get sick of hearing.
Yeah, it's like
not because you're jealous.
I've had enough. Yeah.
Yeah, you're a little bit jealous. Not that I have a chance with the butt doctor or Troy Aikman.
Yeah. No,
he doesn't
maybe a
care.
little tiny bit, but not much.
Really?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Okay. That's good.
Hey, we want to stop real quick and tell you
Go.
about this product. We've been
Oh.
dying to tell you about this for a while.
Yeah, we
because
have.
we knew they were going to be a sponsor on our show. And so we ordered the product to make sure we were on board, that our dog was on board.
Mhm.
And literally, we've just been waiting for the opportunity to tell you about Ollie.
Ollie.
You're really the one, because Alan's the one that deals with Larry, our dog Larry, first thing in the morning. And we had Larry on this diet that when we first rescued him, they suggested this brand of dog food, really expensive and all this stuff. And Larry had so many gassy problems, and he would puke. And it would just, so we took him off that and put him on another expensive dog food. And he just would sniff at it and kind of eat it throughout the day. He didn't really care for it. Then we found Ollie. Oh my gosh.
Guys.
This dog has never been more excited to eat in his life.
He loves this stuff. Ollie, we put the Ollie in his bowl, and this is no exaggeration. He comes running, and he sticks his face in the bowl, and he can't eat it fast enough.
He licks every
And he
corner of the
licks the bowl.
He looks underneath the bowl for more. He loves it. Ollie, this company, it's the food delivery. We're all about delivery on a sandwich and some Lovin.
Right.
And they actually cook this food according to your dog.
Yes.
So there's a questionnaire we filled out.
Yeah, you go to myollie.com, you answer a few questions about your dog, which we did. And then Ollie, they customize the recipe for your dog, and then they ship pre-portioned meals. So your dog gets the perfect portion every time. It's real simple.
Yeah, you keep it in the freezer, and then when they finish one, you just stick it in the refrigerator overnight. It's thawed the next morning. You don't have to heat it up and all that. You just eats it cold right out of the refrigerator with a scoop in there. I'm telling you, he loves this stuff. We cannot wait to get the next order. We got the beef for him, and he really likes it. And it looks like real food.
Yeah, it does look like real food.
It's got little peas in it and stuff.
Our what they developed for Larry does. So they delivered 5 million meals and counting. Shipping is free. And if your dog doesn't like the meals, Ollie has a money-back guarantee. So Ollie's offering our listeners 60% off your first box.
This is huge.
Plus a free bag of treats at myollie.com/lovin.
Lovin.
Lovin. This is the best deal that they have available anywhere. It's available to our listeners. All you got to do, go to myollie.com/lovin for 60% off, plus a free bag of treats.
It's myollie.com/LOVIN. Got it? myollie.com/lovin.
Love Ollie. You know who really loves Ollie is Larry. I really can't believe.
Oh, we said it. We said the address completely wrong.
What did we say?
Did you say /try/lovin?
You know,
we read the
Hey, let's do that again. Rewind.
I just saw this.
Okay,
we read the address
correctly.
wrong.
Read it correctly.
Okay, people, scratch that. It's myollie.com/try/lovin.
There we go.
Oh, I'm so sorry, myollie.com. I want to make sure people get that. It's MYOLLIE. That's how you spell Ollie.com/try/lovin. I apologize for that. myollie.com/try/lovin. Hopefully y'all figured that out. I apologize. Man, it's a big savings, and we really, really love this product. So we want to make sure that y'all take advantage of that if you have a finicky dog or a dog that's having issues with his food.
Yeah.
Glad we caught that.
Yeah,
that'd be bad.
I'm really glad we caught that.
All right, so we got a letter from a gentleman, and this is really directed to you. Ask Alan. Ask Alan anything. What role does a stepfather play? I'm a stepfather of 3, and my fiance is the oldest son. My fiance's oldest son. His behavior has gotten out of control. Do I sit back and watch? I've tried to help, but when we talked about discipline, and basically she told me that I was there to be his friend. And when it comes down to discipline, his father and she would take care of it. My thing is, he lives with me 90% of the time. And when he's constantly disrespectful and getting into trouble at school, it's hard for me to stay quiet. Growing up, if I was to backtalk my grandmother, I would get hit with anything within reach. So I stayed quiet. I work out of town. So when I FaceTime her, she's constantly yelling at him and he's constantly being disrespectful. And I had no clue how to handle it. He's in the 3rd grade.
Oh my
Gotta
gosh.
get a handle on this one. And this is his 4th time to be in ISS. What's ISS?
In school
suspension. Okay. I've tried to talk to him and let him know what he's doing is wrong, but he just blows me off and doesn't listen. So I don't know what to do. Any advice?
Wow.
But the mother flat out said, you just be his friend and let me and his dad handle it. I don't know.
Okay. So any advice? Well, there's problem number 1. You just identified it for me. You and your wife aren't on the same page when it comes to the discipline. So yeah, the kid's going to blow you off because his mother has basically put you in a position where you have no
authority.
Mm-mm. So really, you should be approaching the mother and not the child. Until you and the mother get on the same page there, you're going to have a big problem.
And they're not even married yet. This is a fiance. They are living together, it sounds like from the letter, but they're not married yet.
Yeah.
He's still just the fiance.
Now, that's a problem, okay? I hope you agree that that's a problem. That doesn't mean that being a stepdad, you carry kind of the same tactics with discipline that a biological father might. You know, there's going to be some nuances that you have to kind of navigate through there. That's going to always be a little bit different, I think, a stepdad versus a biological dad and how you discipline. But even before that, even before you get there to a position where you feel comfortable disciplining this child, you got to team up with your girlfriend, fiance. You got to team up with your fiance and say, look, you know, we got to be on the same page here with discipline for what's going to be our child.
With him 90% of the time.
He's 90% of the time. There you go. And, you know, if you want him to grow up to be a child who respects parents and does things the right way, it's going to take both of us in the home doing this, you know? And I think that's where, you know, I think Kellie and I, we're on the same page with discipline and the kind of things I think we expect from the children. Are we perfect? Are they perfect? No, we've gone into that before. Nobody's perfect. Kids aren't perfect. We're not perfect when we discipline. But one thing Kellie and I do see eye to eye on is we agree in the same types of values and the same types of respect we expect from the kids. But, you know, there are times where Kellie needs to discipline because it might be Emma Kellie, or I need to discipline because it's our children or my children, Brooke, Cole, and Dylan. But, you know, there is crossover there too, though. You know, there are times where I have to get on Emma Kellie for something. And there are times when Kellie has to get on Brooke, Cole, and Dylan for something. It's not hard getting on them, but it's, you know, I think all 4 of them look at us as, hey, they're the parents and they're kind of calling the shots, you know. Sometimes we struggle with that, but I think for the most part, I think they look at us as, okay, there's 2 of us here and they're both kind of working together to call the shots. Does that sound right?
Yeah, but I let you, like, the harsher discipline with your biological children, I let you handle, and I handle the harsher discipline with my biological. I think that's just common sense, right? The harsher stuff when it's like real serious.
Right.
But when you call her, I like Emma Kellie on the carpet, if she's being disrespectful, I'm like, yeah, great, you know, things like that. But huge, like, punishments, I guess that would have to be more. We need to be on the same page. We need to agree. And if we do disagree, never in front of the children.
Yeah.
That has to be in private. I think that's I think it's good for kids to see adults have conflict and disagreement and work. I think that's healthy. They need to see people have some disagreements and be able to work it out, because they might be afraid if we ever had a big fight, you know, that we would be divorced or whatever, right? You have to show them a healthy way to argue.
Right.
But when it comes, I wouldn't contradict. That's different. Contradicting discipline. Yeah. That's completely different. Right?
No, I agree.
See what I'm saying?
No, I see exactly.
I didn't say that very well.
No, well, you did. But conflict and problems, they're okay. A lot of people, I think conflict and having problems and things not being quite right, it's like really bad. I mean, those things are okay because it allows you to resolve them and learn from them and kind of move on, you know, and then learn from those mistakes. It's the people who are scared of conflict or scared of disagreements that hide and don't want to talk about it, I think, that have bigger problems later on.
Or hide them from the kids.
Or hide them from the kids.
How many people say, I never saw my parents fight. I never saw them argue. They were always happy. And the next thing we know, dad moved out. And they had no idea there was ever any problem, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. But that's a good letter. I think
his name is Roy.
Roy, I think step one, my man, you got to get with your fiance and get on the same page. That's going to be your biggest, sounds like your biggest hurdle right now. If the child sees that mom and you are on the same page, you're going to have a lot more authority.
And it's not too late. That age, she's only third, fourth grade.
Third grade.
You can nip this one in the bud.
Sure you can.
Because when he used to be 16 and 17, you were having some issues.
Particularly when he's in your house 90% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're going to have to be able to set some ground rules. You know, and we're talking a lot about rules and discipline. But also,
I think kids crave that.
They do.
They need to know the boundaries because I think there's safety, and they of course rebel against it. But I think there's comfort in knowing I can only go this far.
Yeah. But one thing we don't know from the letter, what I was about to say is, you know, there's also, in that 90% of the time he's with you, that's a lot of time for a kid to be at your house that's bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, it's probably just an every other weekend visitation kind of thing.
Yeah. What kind of relationship do you have with the child? Is it good enough to where the child trusts you, looks up to you, respects you? Do you have any of that yet too? You know, that might be something that you need to work on as well. Not work on, but gain with the child over time. Now,
if the fiance, the child's mother says, stay out of it, I got this, and she wants to keep things, do you think it's a good idea for them to go ahead and get married?
Say that one more time.
If she doesn't agree that to give him more authority, if she just says, you just keep being his friend, let me handle it, and we've got this out of control kid who's going to only get worse and worse, probably, should he reconsider marriage?
I don't know.
They're not married yet.
That's a big red flag. That would be a big red flag for me. If I were dating a woman and I was about to marry the woman and she had a child, and she basically says what you just said is basically just butt out of it. Let me handle this. I'd be like, whoa, okay. He's going to be living with us 9 out of 10 days here. So you want me to just like pretend I'm not there? And you're going to handle all this? Man, that'd be a red flag to me. I'd think really hard about that. I really would.
Yeah.
Because this is a kid in third grade. He's going to be in that house for a long time.
It's a lot of stress on a relationship.
Yeah. It's not like he's 16 or 17. He's only going to be there 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. Marriage doesn't fix problems. Marriage exacerbates problems. So
it can.
If it's a problem going in, I find that marriage, because then there's the comfort in, well, I got him married now. I don't have to hide all this stuff anymore. I don't have to, leave the lights off when I get ready for bed and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So you just let everything hang out after you get married. And so I think it can exacerbate problems too.
Yeah. Yeah. No, agreed.
Okay, baby.
Yeah.
See, look at us on the same page.
Oh, yeah. That's me.
That's our successful relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I've got some homework for everybody. Alan and I finally finished Making a Murderer 2.
Yeah. Oh, it was great.
Yes. Well, I was like, come on. Towards the end of it. The first season, Making a Murderer, I just had somebody write me today, and they said they finally heard us talk about it so much on the podcast. They finally started watching Making a Murderer. It's been on Netflix forever. But Making a Murderer 2, we just finished. And right now they're just in the appeals process. And they're trying to get Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey, his nephew, they're trying to get him out of jail. They're still both sitting in prison. I should say prison, not jail. So that's where it left off. I've been following Kathleen Zellner, the Avery defense attorney who's trying to get his case overturned and stuff. I've been following her on Twitter. It's been really fun.
She follows you on Twitter,
She follows me too. And I haven't been very good about tweeting. I need to tweet with Kathleen Zellner in mind so she can be entertained. But listen, our next project, and I want to do this together as a podcast family, so we can so when we talk about it next podcast, I want to do this by next podcast. Okay. I'm asking for 90 minutes of your time because that's what I've been told this thing is 90 minutes long. I want us all to watch Abducted in Plain Sight on Netflix.
I've been wanting to watch this.
We've been wanting to watch it. We were supposed to do it last night and we didn't do it. We haven't done it all day today. We've had multiple chances, but now I'm making it a homework assignment. So if you've been wanting to watch this, because everybody that's watched it says the same adjective. It's disturbing.
We hear disturbing a lot.
Disturbing. Everybody keeps saying that. And I'm like, wow. But it's not like you're going to watch this and think, oh, this could happen to me. Because when I heard the title, Abducted in Plain Sight, I thought, is this going to make me so upset that I'll be panicked that my child's going to be abducted in plain sight? No. I promise, if you're a normal human being, and I assume you are because you're listening to our podcast, that this will never happen to you. You know the premise of it, right?
No, I know nothing about it.
Oh, good. See, I've read a little bit
about
about it, so I know a little bit about what it's about. So please.
And I don't want to know anything about it.
I know. I want you to go in blind. So between now and the next podcast, people, this one's going to be out on Monday. So by this Thursday, we're going to all set aside 90 minutes. I heard this is an hour and a half to watch Abducted in Plain Sight on Netflix.
Okay.
So we can all talk about it.
Sure.
And get it out of our systems. I'm very excited about it.
Well, we have time to watch it tonight.
And then we pick our next project. But I think we should do stuff together as a family, in addition to vacationing together in July. Again, go to kellyandalan.com/vacation to get the details.
Yeah. Okay.
And I also want to tell you, I forgot completely to mention this last week. Some of you, not everybody has the Reelz channel, Reelz. Reelz. You have to have like DirecTV and a few cable services. I know my parents don't have it, and some of my friends in South Carolina don't have the Reelz channel on their cable provider. But if you do, last year I got to do I was a contributor for The Price of Fame. That's the name of the TV show. It was the inaugural season of The Price of Fame. Mm-hmm. And we did stories on Robin Williams, and we did Carrie Fisher, and we did Shania Twain and Johnny Depp. Well, The Price of Fame did so well. It's back for season 2, and it's in its second week now. Last week, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank on who was last week. It was Robert Downey Jr., and this week is Mackenzie Phillips. So if you can go and go to reelzchannel.com, I believe. It's just Google the Reelz channel, and it'll show you what channel it comes up on your cable service provider if you get it, and you can see me.
You did a great job.
I'm one of the contributors.
Yeah, you've done a great job. You get a lot of tweets and social media people. They'll screen grab you and show a picture of you on Reelz. It's really cool. You've done a great job. Yeah.
The Reelz channel, they go all out. One of the studios is right here in the North Dallas area.
Right down the road.
Right down the road from us. And when they get these people, these actors they hire to portray these characters, Robin Williams, Shania Twain, Mackenzie Phillips, they not only have to find people that can act really good, they want them to look like them.
They look just like them.
And they really do nail it a lot of the times. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. And so if you've seen it, I hope you've seen it. There's a lot of really, Murder Made Me Famous, The Price of Fame. There's a lot of good shows on Reelz channel.
Yeah.
So I'm just really excited they had me back for season 2. So be on the lookout for that. If you don't mind, I'd love it. And I'd love to hear your feedback on that.
Good job, babe.
Is that a good job?
Yeah.
Promoting myself?
You've done a great job on that Reelz. You should promote yourself.
Promoting me. And then again, we want to thank our lovely third sponsor from this podcast is Jump Sport. I've been telling you about Jump Sport. It's been really easy for me. It's this trampoline. I pull it out, put it in front of the TV, and I put on Manifest. That's been my little tradition because I don't watch Manifest in real time. I like to watch it when it's DVR'd so I can fast forward through the stressful parts. It gets me really stressed out, but I can do it in fast motion and it doesn't make me so stressed out. And the whole time I'm bouncing on Jump Sport, I'm rebounding. And rebounding is much easier on your joints. You're burning more calories than you are when you're jogging, and you're not going to need knee surgery from jogging.
Dylan was using this thing today.
Kids love it too. And he just thinks he's bouncing up and down, having a good time. He's getting good exercise. In fact, rebounding for 20 minutes on the Jump Sport, it's like getting a 30-minute workout. And you can do a lot of this, like the bar training and all these mini trampoline exercises. You can do all of that. The interval training burns calories faster than running. It also decreases your cellulite. What were you just telling me about my butt?
It's gotten a lot smaller.
He noticed a difference in my butt the other night.
It's half the size it used to be.
Right. We give each other shots every Friday night. We're taking these B12 shots for energy. And Alan said, your butt's looking better.
It's looking a lot better.
I'm telling you, I think it has a lot to do with rebounding on Jump Sport. And if you want to Jump Sport with me,
you can get the best deal ever.
All right, let's get this right here. Jumpstart your new year with the best deal ever at 25% off any 300 or 500 series fitness trampoline. Just go to jumpsport.com and enter our code SANDWICH25 at checkout. That's jumpsport.com with promo code SANDWICH25 for 25% off. Jumpsport.com, promo code SANDWICH25 for this exclusive deal.
Thank you, Jump Sport, for my smaller rear end.
We love JumpSport. Yeah,
That's it, babe.
your rear end is much smaller.
Thank you. Thank you.
I guess that's a compliment.
Well, I don't have a bubble butt. I have, it's very flat. My butt's very flat, but it was jiggling a lot. And I would like to have more of a butt. I would like to have more of a bubble butt. But genetically, I'm not predisposed to that.
Well, that's okay, babe, because I'd love to have six-pack abs. And
Yeah.
I'm not,
And you don't have much in the butt department either. We're butt deficient.
I've got nothing.
It's a good thing we did not procreate.
I've got less.
Our child will have nothing to sit on.
I've got less than a butt. My butt's like a Ken doll. I got two legs that just go into my back.
And Alan has lost 21 pounds, and some of that did come from your already small butt.
Yeah. I want to lose 6 more, and I think I'll be very, very happy.
I've lost 15 and a half.
What's your goal? Where are you trying to get?
If I could lose 12, that'd be awesome. But if I could lose about 10, I think I'd be happy. I'm just, you get that number in your
10
head.
more?
10 more, I'd be
Wow.
happy. But 12 more to be at that number that's in my head.
Oh, okay. Well, you're doing great, babe, and you're looking great.
Thanks.
Hopefully you're feeling great.
I haven't put on makeup all weekend long. I have taken a shower at one point this weekend.
Well, some weekends.
I brush my teeth every day. Sometimes you just need those weekends, right?
Yeah. I've got to brush and floss and use mouthwash every day. And I can,
And you feel good.
Yeah, I can go a day without bathing if I do that. But I can't go the entire day without doing that and bathing. Then I start feeling like
You feel gross.
like a
You
slob.
feel so
Yeah, I
gross.
start feeling like a bum.
So anyway, this has been. Thank you for putting up with my grunginess this weekend.
Oh,
I just haven't felt. I don't know. I just needed a down weekend. Sometimes you need those for your mental health a little bit. I tell you what I did do. I caught up on all the Real Housewives of New Jersey. And thank you for letting me sit on my butt and do that this weekend.
No, I didn't mind that you do that.
Yeah, I caught up on all of them. I had DVR'd them all, and I finished them. And so now I've got the reunion show this week, which I'm excited about.
That reminded me, I was telling Kelly, and while she was watching, I was in there kind of goofing with my weights or whatever, watching while she was watching.
I had to rewind it like 3 times because I kept talking.
Because I was talking while you were watching.
Mhm.
Wow. Yeah. But
what did that mean?
I was telling her.
What was that? That was a dig.
Kind of like when we were watching, what was that one, Sandra Bullock and the Blindfold? And you kept talking while I was.
What I was saying was, here's my talking.
Yeah.
Tell me what's happening. I can't look. That's me talking.
I can't hear.
Alan's
I
talking.
can't hear.
This is so fake. This is more fake than wrestling. I can't believe you're buying all this. And da-da-da. That's his talking. My talking is, tell me what's happening.
That's what it reminded me of, was wrestling. It reminded me of professional wrestling. That scene where they're all out there at the pool and then they get in this fight. It was a fake scuffle and the guy gets pushed in the pool. He about just dove in the pool. It was just so fake.
I think he lost his balance and fell in when they pushed him.
But it was like,
I choose to believe, because I happen to know some Real Housewives. I know.
As do I.
You do too. And I know that real feelings get involved. Real feelings. They do put you in situations, because for me, I don't like conflict. I avoid conflict. But when I'm told, okay, we just had this huge fight at this cocktail party, so the next day you need to go to lunch with that person you just had a huge conflict with. See, I wouldn't do that in real life. So they're put in those situations where they have to address it. So I do think real feelings do come from it, because I know there's some housewives that started off as really good friends who are not speaking right now. And I know that some that weren't speaking are suddenly friends. It's really strange how it all kind of goes around and comes around.
Oh, I don't doubt that they're real feelings, but you
thought he wasn't buying the husbands fighting.
I question that whole scene outside by the pool. That's all set up.
Just don't ruin it for me.
Well, no, you go on. I used to love professional wrestling, but I knew it was fake.
I don't think it's all fake. I think some of it is. I think some of them create drama, but becomes real drama.
Yeah.
And that's just the way I choose to live my life, believing in the Real Housewives drama.
All right, babe. Well, speaking of drama, the podcast has come to an end.
Well, thanks for doing it with me.
Yeah.
Another one in the books.
Another one in the books. This was fun. We brought it home for Jerome right at about an hour. That's what we usually promise our listeners. A little more, a little less. This time, right on the nose.
I need to go check on my daughter, who is suffering. I want y'all to all say a prayer for her because I think she probably got strep throat, and I'd appreciate that.
And I need to
You help Cole with
some homework, and I've got to do some stuff for Cole tomorrow. He's got something to do. But anyway, I'm kind of thinking out loud now. Yeah, we got some stuff to do, so we'll finish her up. All right, babe. Well, I love you desperately.
Love you.
Thanks for doing the podcast with me. And in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich. Bye. Oh, that was a good one. Did you hear that?
Oh, the bye? I think the podcast was a good one.
That was a good one.
Are y'all in your 60s? Yes, we are.
I turned 63 last August.
We look damn good to be in our 60s, too.
Bring it.
Kesh. Who's Kesh? Kesh thinks we look like we're in our 60s.
Oh, we had some.
Kesh thinks we're annoying as.
We had some little boys in their mom's basements today.
We have to block Kesh. I don't know how to block anybody.
These are the kind of guys that put saran wrap on their keyboards.
Alan, stop.
And they put tin foil on their windows.
A lot of trolls.
And then they watch nasty things.
I think the thing to do with trolls is ignore them.
Yeah.
Because then you are not listening to us.
Yeah.
But how do you block people on here? I don't even know.
Oh, it's very easy.
You know how to do it?
It's very, very easy.
All right.
All right,
I'm
guys.
gonna go check on my daughter.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
know.
take my 60-year-old self upstairs. YouTube's better, right? Hey, Brooks.
I think YouTube's
Hey,
better.
Melanie. We love you.
The quality seems to be a lot better.
Justin, he's got surgery on the 6th of March.
Yeah, he messaged me on Facebook today. He said he's got colon cancer.
I know. He told us last podcast, remember?
Yeah.
Is he local?
I don't know.
Let us know where you live, Justin. Quality is, but no trolls on Facebook. Well, we can end up.
There's a way to do this. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We're trying to figure out. We'll figure it out. Alan will figure it out.
I always get to the bottom of things. And I know who you are. I know everything.
Tap on the person's comment. It'll give you the option to block. I currently live about 15 minutes from the St. Louis Arch. Oh, okay, Justin.
Oh, okay.
I was hoping you might be a local and we'd come see you. But let us know where you're having surgery and are you going to be in the hospital for a while. Maybe we'll send you a little something, something. In New York City, recreate the fall. I'll never recreate that fall. That was awful. Y'all, I'm going to New York City with my best friend since 5th grade, Tommy Jean, and we're going for spring break. Alan's going to be at home with Larry. But I'm going with Tommy Jean, and she's never been to New York City. So if anybody has any suggestions of things, I've been there a few times, and of course, there's certain things I know we have to do. She doesn't want to go see any Broadway because she's seen a lot of Broadway shows in Chicago. Well, Cash, honey, if you're a fan of me, you wouldn't be saying mean things about my husband because, you know, that would hurt my feelings, and he's going to block you now. I'm really sorry about that. So, Cash, please don't be rude. You don't have to tear somebody down to make somebody else feel good.
Oh, but
Okay.
it's quite all right if you want to do that.
Cash has just apologized.
Well, he can kiss my ass.
Well, if Cash apologizes, shouldn't you be a bigger person and accept the apology?
No. Unfortunately not.
Sorry,
That's not the
Cash.
way that works with me. Sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, thank you, Bethany. Email me some stuff. I've never done the Statue of Liberty. And I don't know if it's going to be warm enough in March for us to take that boat out there, but I think we're going to do that. I've done the Empire State Building. That was okay. We did the Empire. Was that me and you did the Empire State Building? What did we do together?
No, we haven't been to the Empire State Building. We've been in New York City, but we didn't go to the Empire State Building, did we?
I went with Emma Kelly.
Yeah, you went with Emma Kelly. We didn't go to the Empire State Building.
What did we do?
What did we do? In New York City? Oh, we went to Ground Zero.
Amazing. We went to New York City when it was so cold. You had to have a scarf on your face the whole time, and you're just breathing snot because it was so miserably cold. But you have to tell me that deli to go to again. I want to take Tommy Jane to that deli.
It's either Second Avenue Deli or Third Avenue.
Second Avenue Deli. I think that's what it is. It's so good. And the guy that runs the place looks, not that I'm a fan of Woody Allen at all. He's disgusting. But the owner there, he's just like Woody Allen. And he does the whole bit like Woody Allen. And he makes jokes, the same jokes. It's really funny.
Yeah.
Really cute. And the food was good.
Food was really good.
And by then, hopefully, I'll be the last 10 pounds off. And I can actually, within reason, enjoy myself. We're going to go to Little Italy. I'm going to go to Chinatown. Everybody says to go to Serendipity. I'll tell you, I went to Serendipity and had that frozen hot chocolate or frozen, what was it? A frozen hot chocolate? I think that's what they call it. It was not a big deal. But, all right, honey, I'm going to check on Emma Kelly.
All right, babe.
Don't yawn in my face.
Oh, sorry. I got some stuff I got to do.
Give me that chip.
Oh, yeah.
Put it by my purse. It's on that bar.
Task MDR 680 Mark II. Everything cool with the video, guys? Good. Boy, I don't know what was going on with Facebook. I'm telling you, I think it has something to do with the traffic that we were getting, on Kellie's public Facebook. I swear it had something to do with that because we started having that problem. Then Kellie got an email from Facebook saying you have been accepted to be a Facebook video content producer or something, and now that means that you can make money if you let us show ads or something like that. So I've got to think that those two things are tied in somehow, but that might not necessarily be true because I tried the same thing and I don't have near the followers that Kellie has, and it was bad on mine too. So maybe that's not right. I don't know. I couldn't figure it out. But anyway, this Facebook thing or the YouTube thing seems to be working pretty well. What else you guys got here? Hello, Tammy. Hey, Mel. Kim, we can recreate the fall. That's one of the videos on our YouTube channel is me recreating the fall. Hey, Mel. Thank you. How are things up there? Everything okay up there, babe?
She's not feeling good at all.
Could be a problem. Hey, Ginger Trotter. We had a pretty decent crowd here tonight for the first night doing YouTube. Oh. Stephanie, we met on an app called Bumble. It's a dating app. Audrey, are you going on the vacation? That's good. John just said we've got over 1,000 subscribers now. That's good. Oh, that's cool. I think I remember you telling me that. I think you said your husband's birthday is on it's either the 7th or like the Tuesday we're there. The Tuesday or Wednesday we're there, I think you said was his birthday. Bye, Tina. Glad you were here. Bye, Mel. All right, guys. Well, thanks for being here for our very first YouTube, A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. I'll see if I can clean things up a bit and then upload the video. Yeah, it's the 9th, Tuesday. Oh, and it's a surprise, so I shouldn't say anything. Okay. Sorry. Terry, yeah, the vacation's in Mexico.
Ask him who's wanting to come and hasn't called yet.
Yeah, did you hear Kelly? Who wants to come but hasn't called Judy yet? Are there people who want to come? You just haven't made the call yet? Layla, you should see me when I'm trying to be really obnoxious. Want to, but probably can't. Yeah. Your first time hearing about it, Terry? Yeah, go to kellynallen.com/vacation. Oh, you guys. Oh, jeez. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out for a while. We'll talk to you later.